Hi, I'm Diana. Welcome to my channel. You want to learn how to make these fun Easter eggs without any food coloring or dyes? I'll show you in this video. To create those eggs, what you need is pretty much what you see here. So I've got onion skins, and then I'm using both white and brown eggs just so you can see the different results. And then you need to go in your backyard and find interesting leaves. So it's January in Cleveland, so not much to pick from as far as interesting leaves, but I was able to find some nicer leaves to use for this project. If you're doing this closer to Easter, then obviously you're gonna have better pickings as far as what kind of leaves to find. But what you really want to look for leaves instead of just a round leaf. Leaves like this are interesting. Things like this that have more of an edge to them, that's gonna create a nice design on the egg. So I just try to find things that are more interesting. The reason I'm doing this project now, even though it's January, is because you're gonna need to start collecting onion skins. If you're watching this video and it's closer to Easter, what you can always do is go to your local grocery store and clean out their bins. I'm sure they would appreciate that. So you need a good amount of onion skins. That's gonna give you the deeper color to this project. The other thing we need is stockings. These are knee-highs. Obviously you can use full-length stockings. We're gonna eventually wrap the eggs with this. The reason I'm using stockings instead of something like cheesecloth, which is generally cotton made, is this will not absorb color the same way that cotton will. So I want the color to stay with the egg versus being absorbed by the material. And then you do need some thin thread and some scissors to cut that. All right, so to start off, we'll put the onion skins aside for now. What I need to do is take the stockings and I'm going to cut it into sections. And I want the width of this to be enough to be able to wrap it around the egg. So, and it'll be pretty stretched out. And just from having it done before, you probably want to cut this about 2 inches is how much you want to cut. And then you're gonna cut enough of these for all the eggs. Once you've cut it, you kind of have a tube because you just cut the pantyhose into a section like this. So what I do is I cut it this way too because I just want a rectangle piece to wrap the egg. So once you have this, then we'll take the egg, and what you want to do is you definitely want to make sure that they're not cracked. And the way I check it is I kind of just knock on it and listen, and you'll be able to hear if the egg is cracked or not. So take the egg and then pick out your first leaf. And I put it not this way. I'm gonna put the leaf on it facing against the egg this way. So we'll put the leaf down on the egg, and then you come with sometimes having another set of hands. Somebody can help you do that. But if you're done it a bunch of times, you can probably do it by yourself. So once you have the leaf down, you take the pantyhose and stretch it over the leaf, and you want it as stretched out as possible. You don't want it, the reason is you want that leaf to be completely pressed against the egg. You don't want any gaps, otherwise the color will seep underneath it. So you want to make sure that the leaf is totally flat on the egg, and then stretch it, keep stretching it. And then once you stretch it, you can see that there's a little gap here, so there isn't one here. I'm gonna loosen or reach underneath it just on this, just to pull the leaf a little bit. And this is just more fine-tuning in a way, but I want just a little gap there as well. As you can see now, there's a gap on this side. And I think that's gonna make it for more interesting design. Once you have that on there, then you gather all the stocking on this side and twist it. You want to make sure that it's tight. So this is the point, this is the way you want the egg. Then I'll just take some thread, and you don't need a lot, and we're not gonna tie a knot on it or anything. I'm just gonna take the thread and wrap it around a good 20 times. Just go around it just to make sure that it doesn't unravel. Now this is extra material. I don't want this much in the with the onion skins and water when I'm boiling it, so I will trim some of it off to take so that there isn't so much material there. So once you have this, we just set it aside. Same idea. So here's one that has a whole bunch of different leaves, and you always want to arrange the leaves as much as possible to be facing down on the egg. And when you stretch out the stocking, then you'll be able to see the leaves better if you need to rearrange anything. And then if you have something like this where you might have cut the stocking a little bit shorter and it doesn't reach, that's fine. The egg will be just slightly a little deeper in color in this area because there's no material there to take any of the color away. So repeat with the rest of the eggs and then whatever leaves you found. So once you wrapped all the eggs, so I have the 4 white and then the 4 brown eggs. What we need to do is take some of the onion skins and put them at the bottom of the pot. And then we cover with the rest of the onion skins. And even though it looks like the onion skins are way at the top, once you soak them with the water, these will flatten. So no worries if your pot is more mounded. And then once you have the onion skins in, then you just add water to cover completely. And then I set it to boil. Usually about once it comes to a boil, I'll boil the eggs another 10 minutes or so. All right, so we'll get this onto the stove. So once the eggs are boiled, then we need to fish them out of here, and they're easy to grab because of the stocking. And then we're just gonna cut these off. And you should do this while the eggs are still hot. If you wait too long, then the leaf is gonna dry on that and it's gonna be a little harder to get off. And you can use one of the stockings to kind of get this off of it because the leaf is still there. And then one final step, which is optional, is I like to use a little bit of, you can use Crisco, vegetable shortening. This is a little bit of coconut oil, and I just take a little bit of coconut oil on paper towel. And then I like to rub it on the surface of the egg because it gives it a nice shine. It's easy to see the ones, they're still hot at the moment, so that's why I'm handling them fast. But I'll show you in 1 second. You can see the ones that were brown versus the white. One thing with this is, this was that pine kind of leaf that I used, which was round versus flat, so it didn't lay flat against the egg, and that's why the entire egg is colored. And then this is another one of the brown eggs, and that's why I mentioned that it's nice to have a leaf that has a raggedy edge because it gives more design. And now these are the 4 that were the white eggs, and look how beautiful that is, where you see all the little details on the egg. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions, please comment below. I would love for you to join my Facebook group, and if you end up making this project, I hope you post a picture of the eggs that you colored using this technique. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun crafting projects.